I just made this gorgeous sausage vodka sauce. It's warm and hearty and cheap and easy, and you probably have most of the ingredients already. It's delicious. Let me show you how I made it. I'm gonna start by cleaning a few cloves of garlic, maybe 3, and I'm just going to pass the garlic through my garlic press. I love my garlic press. They could never make me hate it, ever. I don't always make this recipe with sausage. In fact, I usually make it without it, but on like a really cold winter day, the little extra meat is like really delicious and hearty and perfect. So I have 5 pieces of sweet Italian sausage. You could also totally do hot, or a mix of hot and sweet would be delicious. And I just take the sausage and like lightly cut down it and remove it from the casing. You can also, if you go to a butcher, often like buy it out of the casing, but they didn't have that today, so I'm just taking it out myself. And that is all the prep. Now we're ready to cook. Over here, I'm going to turn on the water for my pasta. And then over here in my pan for my sauce, I'm gonna turn it on like medium-high-ish heat, and then add a nice glug or 2 of olive oil. And then I'm gonna add in that sausage and just let it get really nice and brown. I like to use the sort of flat edge of my spoon to break up all the sausage, kind of like you would with like ground beef. So just break it all up, and it'll be easier to continue to break it up as it cooks. Okay, some beautiful browning on here. Let's take it out and move it to a bowl while we cook the rest of the sauce. Between the olive oil I added to this pan and some of the rendered pork fat from the sausage, there's plenty of fat in this pan to make the rest of the sauce. But I am gonna add a couple tablespoons of butter because it's gonna help the sauce get nice and creamy. We're in the between Christmas and New Year's vortex, so nothing means anything, you know? I'm gonna add in that garlic and some crushed red pepper flakes for a little spice. Nothing in the world smells better than this. Unbelievable. So you just wanna let it get fragrant, 40 seconds to a minute-ish. My mom's recipe calls for a half cup, but I just eyeball like a bunch of vodka. Definitely closer to a cup. And I use the spoon to just bring up all the bits of sausage. I cook this down like 5 minutes or so, just until the vodka doesn't have like a sharp alcohol smell. It's been about 5 minutes and the vodka has totally reduced down, and you can see it almost like thickens right into the fat. Now I have 2 cans of whole San Marzano tomatoes. Sometimes I use diced tomatoes, sometimes crushed tomatoes, or just tomato puree or sauce. It's really a game of like whatever's in the pantry when it comes to the tomatoes for this recipe. I normally would only use 1 of those big cans of tomatoes for this recipe, but since the pasta I'm using is like really big and thick, I'm adding 2. If you're making it with just like penne, which is what I normally make it with, or anything like that, you could just use 1 can of those tomatoes. And I'm just gonna let this come to a simmer and cook down for like 5-10 minutes. And the water is just about boiling, so I'm gonna put in my pasta. And let's talk about this pasta. I got it at Cost Plus World Market. Do you have a World Market near you? I freaking love World Market. I like them because the sausage and the sauce will get kind of caught in between all of these ridges. Okay, the tomatoes are simmering away nicely, and I'm going to add in some heavy cream now. And my mom's recipe calls for about a cup of heavy cream, but I just eyeball it till I like the color. So I like it like a light pink. That feels good. I just stir it all together to get that nice color, and I'm gonna let it cook down like, I don't know, 7 to 10-ish minutes till the pasta's all done. All right, we're in the last couple of minutes before adding in the pasta, so I'm gonna turn the sauce heat down to low and add in about a cup of grated Parmigiano Reggiano, which will thicken the sauce right up. And I'm also gonna add back in our browned sausage. Yum. Looking delicious. Wait, yum. This is gorgeous. I'm gonna plate it up and taste it. These are amazing, but probably really hard to eat. Whatever. It's hearty and delicious, and it took like under 30 minutes. The sausage adds such a nice flavor and such a nice like warmth. You'll love it. Okay, enjoy the emotional void that is this week every year. Bye.